If you're moving to Virginia Beach, you're probably stuck on the same question almost everyone faces at some point. Should I rent first or do I buy and lock something in? In Virginia Beach, the rent versus buy decision isn't really about the market timing. It's about how long you're staying, how you live day to day, and how well you understand the area. That uncertainty is common, especially for people relocating from out of state, military families, or anyone new to the region. At CoVA Collective, we see the decision come up in everyday conversations with people moving to and from Virginia Beach. This guide breaks down how the rent versus buy decision actually plays out here, so you can approach it with clarity, not pressure. Why this decision feels different in Virginia Beach. Virginia Beach attracts people for lifestyle reasons. The coastline, military relocation, remote work, flexibility, families coming from DC, New York, Northern Virginia, and New Jersey. Because of that, the housing market stays active year-round. There's always movement, which keeps both rentals and homes for sale competitive. The stability is a good thing, but it also means the real question isn't, is it a good market? It's, what fits my life right now? Renting in Virginia Beach, when it makes sense. Renting is often the smartest choice if you're genuinely new to the area. You may not know which neighborhoods fit your lifestyle, how traffic actually feels at peak hours, whether you prefer oceanfront energy or quieter residential areas. A lot of people arrive convinced they want oceanfront living, and then they realize they actually want parking, space, and a backyard. Renting, it gives you the flexibility. It lets you experience the city before committing to a very specific location. And that part is smart. But the hidden cost of renting, it's not just money. What people don't talk about as much is the emotional side of renting. You find a place you like, you pay application fees, deposits, maybe even a pet fee. You move in, you buy furniture, you settle in, and suddenly a year goes by. Your lease is up, rent goes up. Now you're deciding whether to stay, move, or start all over again. When buying in Virginia Beach starts to feel right. When people buy in Virginia Beach, the biggest shift usually isn't financial, it's mental. You stop thinking in 12-month lease cycles, you start thinking in routines. Same street, same grocery store, same coffee spot. You're not just living in the city anymore, you're building a life there. In a place people move to for lifestyle, that stability matters more than many expect. Here's a realistic look at owning. Owning isn't effortless. There will be months where renting sounds easier. No maintenance calls, no long-term decisions. But ownership brings control. It's your space, it's your decisions. No lease renewals, no wondering if you'll need to move everything again. More responsibility? Yes. There's often more peace too. And here's why generic advice doesn't work here. Virginia Beach is extremely neighborhood driven. Flood zones vary, commutes vary. Some areas feel calm, others feel busy. Two people can live in the same city and have completely different experiences. That's why many people choose to spend time living here before making a long-term decision. Not because they can't buy, but because knowing the area matters. Here's the better question to ask yourself. Instead of asking, should I rent or buy in Virginia Beach? You should ask this, how long am I really gonna be staying here? Under 2 years? Renting usually makes sense. You gain flexibility and the time to learn the area. Am I gonna be here 3 to 5 years or more? Buying often starts to make sense, financially and emotionally. The biggest mistake isn't renting, and it isn't buying. The biggest mistake is drifting, doing either one without a plan. So here are my final thoughts before you decide. If you're moving to Virginia Beach and feeling stuck on the decision, you're not alone. Almost everyone wrestles with it. Sometimes what people need isn't an answer, it's a conversation. If you want to talk through your timeline, your budget, your commute, and what kind of life you're trying to build here, click the link below to get started on planning your home buying journey with our team. Just honest guidance for people who live here and see these decisions play out every single day.